Oh shoot, the camera's not angled right. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas, one and all. Oh, the voice crack goes crazy. All right, guys. Well, you guys caught me with the Darth Vader Christmas sweater. Who doesn't like Star Wars? Who said not me? Oh, you mistaken me. That's why you're going into trap. No, I'm just kidding. Alright. So, today, yes, guys, it's on the title of this video. It's an animated Wednesday on Christmas Eve, which is animated Wednesday. So, I'm recording this on December 22nd, before December 24th. I can't believe this week is already Christmas. You know, we got today, tomorrow, and Christmas Eve, and then we got Christmas Day. Also, real quick, guys, I'm also working on something that is very last minute, and it is almost finished. So if you guys look at this thumbnail here, yes, it is called Pops' Christmas Mayhem. I'm in it. Joseph Jr. Pops, the grandpa's in it, and I'm introducing Sylvester's twin. That's right. Sylvester is Pops, by the way. If you guys are ready for the movie, which is being uploaded on Christmas Day, reason why I'm uploading it on Christmas Day is because I don't know if you guys just don't have anything to do. You know, you can throw on this video, you know, just to make you guys feel better. Because that's what I'm here for, to make you guys feel better, make you guys feel joyful and whatnot. You know, you guys are loved. You guys are the best community I could have ever asked for. Guys, I will be graduating high school in 5 months. And I also looked at my playlist. We have 93 skits done. That means 100. I need to make it to 100 skits. We will celebrate our 1,000 and our 2,000 subscriber milestone. But yeah, guys, I want to say something before we close off 2025. Guys, you guys being with me while I'm, you know, in high school. First of all, guys, I'm also a licensed driver. Let's just get that out of the way, guys. So we'll be doing a few skits before I retire YouTube, you know, with the car before I retire this YouTube page. I have so many other YouTube pages that, like, you know, I've actually, you know, ran, but on top of that, let's just get something out of the way first. Thank you guys, all 2,000 of you guys, for, you know, coming in, helping me, including the A1 Day ones. That's including Dan, Blue Coast, Sendlux, Speedbridger, and just everybody who was close to me. You know, this is my thank you to you guys. You know, you guys have, you know, made me laugh on some live streams. So when we're done with the videos, we only have like 100 live streams to go, and then, you know, we actually have some game series that we have to beat this time, and then we have to beat some incompleted games, and then we'll do 100 live streams. We have incompleted games that we need to get done. Then after that, I'll be closing this channel. So, yeah. Once I finally close this channel, I'll be able to look back at some of the memories we've made. First, guys, I know I'm taking long with this intro, but, I just held this close to my heart. I graduate in 5 months. It's been great, It's been great. And some of the days, I hope, guys, I hope I made your guys' day feel better, like whenever you guys were down. I hope you guys because I got a message from this guy about a few days ago, and he was like, hey bro, your videos have helped me in ways that, I wish I could have, felt better before, but, you've made me laugh, you've made me feel better on days that I didn't feel happy, I'm just glad that I got to do that. But I don't want to wax I don't want to wax poetic too early. We got videos to react to. Now, guys, this video is finna be so short because I have to get back to filming this movie and whatnot. I just need to finish up, finishing all the drama and whatnot. So, yeah. Anyways, Jordan, cue the first video intro. Okay, so this first video, guys, look at the progress. Clap that up. Clap that up. Guys, I never thought we'd actually make it to the end of this compilation. Well, what am I talking about? Get out of here. Anyways, I knew we would make it, but this last one of this 8 Creepy Stalker story animated by compilation of 2018 through 2020 is called Claire. We will finish this off, and we're finishing off this year. Let's go.
Carly was searching for...
Oh wait, no, Carly, my fault. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
for a nice laptop to buy on Craigslist. She was looking, searching around until she came across one in perfect condition for an extremely affordable price. Carly was thrilled. A laptop for this price in perfect condition too? She immediately emailed the guy who was selling it, asking questions about the computer, like the hardware specs, etc., just to make sure she wasn't getting scammed. He responded saying that it's hers. She was the first to respond to his offer, so Carly arranged a meeting to collect the laptop from him. Weirdly, he asked for her address, her name, and surname. What? What the? Carly told him she's not exactly comfortable with giving her name and address to strangers. He seemed to be fine with it though. She was waiting for him at the university when suddenly someone walks up to her. Hey, are you Carly? Oh yeah, that's me. I have the laptop for you. Awesome, thanks so much, she said. Can I take a look at it? After a brief check that everything on the laptop was working properly, she got the money out and the transaction was smooth. Hey, I really appreciate it. I hope you have a nice day. Thanks, you too. She left the university, went back home, and pretty much forgot about him. Everything was fine until this happened. What? Carly started doing her school project when she suddenly deleted one of her files by mistake.
Uh-oh!
She opened the trash bin to get the file out and saw hundreds of photos of numerous girls. The photos had "My love" or "My darling" letterings near them, all circled with red marker. Carly thought that this guy must have been a dirty cheater, but then she discovered a creepy coincidence. All the girls looked exactly like her. She got scared and decided to take a walk. While she was walking at the park, she saw a tall figure in a black hood. Carly pretended not to see him, but she was tearing apart inside as the figure was getting closer and closer. She started picking up the pace, but the hooded man was right on her tail. Carly ran out of patience, left the park, and quickly hopped on the bus and made sure that this guy wasn't following her. When she was finally home, she called her brother over and told him about the creepy pictures and the scary figure she saw at the park. He calmed Carly down and she showed him the pictures on the laptop. He was absolutely disgusted. "What is wrong with this guy?" he said. Her brother was very familiar with computers and its mechanics, so he decided to check the laptop.
What is he, a TA?
He started doing something to it while Carly went to her room to take a nap.
Was he a PC Pro?
Later, she heard a loud yell from outside. She got up, flustered, ran out the room, and found her brother sitting on the floor, looking at the laptop like it was some kind of monster. She noticed something on the floor. It was a tracker placed inside the laptop she bought from the man on Craigslist.
He baited her!
And it was all adding up now. The laptop, the low price she bought it for, him asking for her full name and address. This guy placed the tracker in the laptop and he sold it to her so he could stalk her. And she was certain the scary figure she saw there was the same guy. Carly then realized that this whole week she was being stalked, never noticing anything. She and her brother rushed to the police immediately. They started asking her questions, but she realized that this guy's face was completely erased from her memory. She started to look him up on social media, but failed. The mysterious man she bought the laptop from on Craigslist suddenly vanished without a trace, and the police never contacted them again. To this day, Carly still thinks about that tracker placed inside the laptop, what he's been doing when he was following her, and what could have happened if she didn't leave the park immediately.
That was the craziest story I've ever seen. This next one is called 3 Grinch Horror Stories. Alright, I'm done.
It's unfortunate how some things that used to be fun and magical could be ruined by one thing or another and become boring, embarrassing, or downright depressing.
True.
Like last Christmas, my entire extended family reunited at my parents' house for the holidays. Now, there's a certain age in between childhood and adulthood where stuff like Christmas rituals come off as more cringy than anything else. And out of all the people there, my cousin and I seemed to be the only ones in that boat. So when the whole family, my parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and nephews, and everyone else started singing Christmas carols, my cousin and I traded a silent look from across the room, which screamed, "Let's get the heck out of here." Sure enough, we knew just where to go. The gigantic public ice skating rink in the center of the town's prided park. Around that time of year, it was always open late, and it was always packed. Say what you will about how ice skating looks. It's one of those things that's truly fun for all ages, especially if you like watching newbies repeatedly eat facefuls of ice. My cousin and I skated around for about an hour or so before we decided to take a break. The monumental Christmas tree which loomed over the rink had a number of benches around its base, so that's where we elected to rest our ankles. But we'd barely had the time to loosen our laces before we were approached by a man dressed up as a cracked-out Grinch.
Good evening, boys. Having a fantastic Christmas? Get any gifts?
Yeah. Only lame ones.
Oh, that's just perfect. Santa Claus is just a big fraudulent butterball, isn't he? Well,
What the?
not.
What?
Dude, I could tell you put that green on with Sharpie. Your hair's just right, though.
Forget about that. When I say you'll get a present from me, you can bet your life on it.
Oh, yeah? What'd you steal from Whoville this year, Mr. Grinch? That's when the Grinch put on the most wicked of smiles and revealed from a scrappy sack a brand new PlayStation.
Yo, yo, yo!
Still in its box. My cousin and I both changed tunes the moment we saw that.
You want this? Yeah, of course you do. But if you want it, you gotta do me a favor. A trade. You gotta climb to the very top of that big ugly tree and fetch me the crowning ornament.
My cousin and I traded an uneasy look, then looked up to the top of the tree, searching. I don't see anything up there, man. I mean, there should be, but...
Oh, it's there. Sure as a forgotten New Year's resolution. It's there.
Alright, man. I'll take you up on that. Make sure he doesn't leave, cuz. Before I could do anything to stop him, my cousin hopped the fence around the base of the tree and started his way up, climbing with a purpose. I kept one eye on him, and the other eye on the Grinch, to make sure he didn't run off. However, within a few seconds, I started to realize that he seemed more invested in my cousin's climb than either of us. His black, pearly eyes gleamed with anticipation and glory, fixated on my cousin as he inched closer and closer to the top. Soon enough, some of the other people around us took notice of the man climbing the tree, stopping to point, gawk, and take pictures. Finally, when my cousin made it to the top and still saw nothing, he shouted down to us, "Where's the ornament?"
You are the ornament!
What?
The Grinch shoved the PlayStation into my arms and came within an inch of my face as he said,
Merry Christmas, kid.
Ew.
Then he ran towards the tree, hopped the fence, and threw his scrappy sack onto the ground at the base, pulled a lighter out of his pocket, and set it on the sack. I don't know what was in the bag, but as soon as the little flame licked the fabric sack, it shot up into an intense tower of fire. The Grinch yelped and jumped back, fleeing from the scene, and laughing with despicable glee as he ran.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals!
By the time I looked
The
back
Grinch
at my cousin,
and
the fire
Home Alone
had
do
already
not
consumed
mix.
the base of the Christmas tree and was climbing with ferocious speed. Everyone at the rink now took notice, shrieking and panicking as if their life was in danger. My cousin was way up there, frantically trying to climb back down to no avail. I could see the fear on his face and the terrible decision in his eyes as he looked down, right at me. And that's when he jumped. He collided with the widening inferno wrapped around the tree before hitting the pavement, tumbling through the crackling flames before disappearing into the hellish orange smoke at the bottom. I rushed over, dropping the PlayStation on the ground and jumping the fence. The hot metal burned my hands, and the smoke poured into my lungs, giving me scar tissue that I can still feel to this day. I fumbled around in the zero visibility haze until I found my cousin and pulled him free from the fire. Out in the open, I could see everything. How mangled and charred his body was. I thought he was dead. I just sat there in shock next to his motionless body until the ambulance came and took him away. I want to say that luckily he did survive.
I
But if
hope
you've
they
ever
didn't
heard
go
what
back to the
recovering from
PS5.
full-body third-degree burns is like, you'll have no trouble believing me when I tell you that my cousin himself said he'd rather be dead than deal with the pain. He was in a coma for weeks, and when he woke up, he had no skin at all. He didn't leave the hospital until just recently, and I don't think he'll ever look or act the same way ever again. And as far as what we got out of this, When I took the PlayStation box home and opened it, there was no game console in it at all. Just a couple bricks and an oversized star ornament. And with it, a Christmas card scrawled with chicken scratch that read, "Here's that ornament you were looking for. Merry Christmas."
Dude, I would have hunted this guy down and beat him. Alright, well, that was a buzzkill. Next video. Alright, now this next one is called Rest in Peace Rabbit Season, uploaded by Meat Canyon. YouTube within 3 hours decided Warner Brothers.
Through the head.
What the heck? Look at Anakin Skywalker. Look at Ben 10. Oh my goodness. Of Adventure Time. Ew. Jimmy Neutron.
Of greed. He was taken from us.
Warner Brothers brought down the force of God on our poor little rabbit. He was just a little rabbit.
Though the day of reckoning has been brought upon us, I feel our little bunny has been taken someplace new. Someplace where he can finally see perfection.
Why with the blood of those who have taken so much from us? Frustration and pain is all I feel.
When will this tyranny...
Anakin.
He was one of us.
The stupid
now,
dog.
He is just a memory.
How do we move on from this pain? This excruciating hole that has been made in our lives?
Do I look like a real boy, Papa? He never got to try my Big Mac. Though he is gone, he will live on with our memories. The way he made us laugh. The way he brought us together.
Oh yes, because the real guy who played Bugs Bunny died.
One of us can be next. So live for today, and just be thankful that so many people wanted to watch him, laugh with him, and come together because of him. But the biggest reason, the one that gives all of this purpose, is that since he was legally claimed by Warner Brothers Entertainment, it is officially canon that Bugs was a struggling all along.
I am still struggling to realize why they would want to legally fight for that.
I mean, legally, they did that to themselves.
I bet those stupid bastards didn't even watch the video.
To be fair, they've only been around for 97 years. They're probably still developing good business practices.
Goodbye, my sweet, long-eared friend.
What the heck? Is another compilation of 3 Grinch horror stories.
I'm a 78-year-old retired car salesman living in a suburban area of Chicago, Illinois. After my wife passed away, I moved in with my son and saw a lot of stuff I never would have expected. I just didn't want to be lonely. But my son knew I was hard of mobility and still put me up in the bedroom upstairs. I've basically lived in this bedroom, and for the most part I only get up to use the bathroom down the hall. But as much as I hate to say it, I guess I was too depressed after the passing of my wife to get on my son's back about letting me live downstairs. He would probably never budge anyway. He's got a job and a whole family of his own, so he's too busy to even think about the old cadre wasting away upstairs. Sometimes I wonder if they've all forgotten about me. They barely come into my room to talk to me anyway, and it's getting to be more and more that the people in my TV shows feel like closer friends than my own son and grandkids. They get so bored that I even spy on my neighbors just to have something to do. My bed is close enough to the window that I can see into their backyard without getting up. For a few years, I think I saw more of that family than I did my own. It was a middle-aged guy named Mike, who was living with his mother and sister. Well, I don't know who.
He looks like Jimmy from
Mike's
At
based
Dead
on
of
what I ended
Night.
up seeing happen there. I swear, those folks seem nice on the outset. Nothing.
I swear, this is like on some 1959 cartoon type stuff, but creepy.
To evoke suspicion. Just quaint, happy little lives that made me feel more comfortable in my own boring existence. I'd seen them talk to each other on their back porch in the evenings or go out gardening in the mornings, and I never heard anything unusual for the longest time. That was until a couple years after I moved in, around Christmas time. I had just turned off the TV and was turning in to sleep for the night when I heard people arguing.
Go to hell, you stupid tramp! Sorry, piece of crap!
The voices weren't familiar, so I knew it was coming from next door. At some point, the shouting became screaming, and I started hearing all sorts of other noises going along with it. Doors slamming, glass breaking, loud thuds, the whole business. Then, it all just stopped. I was tired, so I assumed it was just an argument that ran itself out of steam, but I had a nagging feeling about it that played with my sleep. Some hours later, at what turned out to be 4 a.m., I was woken up by more noises. I looked out my window and saw Mike in the backyard. I had no idea what he was doing, but he was in a Grinch costume hauling some big Christmas sack to the tree by the garden shed. Then he opened the shed and grabbed a shovel and started digging, and I realized he was burying that bag in the frozen dirt. I didn't know what to think of it. It must have taken him an entire 30 minutes before he finished and went back inside his house. The only thing I could think was that he was some hyper-dedicated geezer playing the role of the Grinch, trying to hide some stolen donations from an orphanage or something. I don't know. I'd always thought he was a nice guy, so there was no explanation that sat right with me. I waited until morning to tell my son. Of course, he didn't believe me. He thought I was just a crazy old coot, and so did everybody else in the house. And with nobody to back me up, I started to believe them. I ended up brushing it aside and forgetting about it. The weird thing about it, though, was that I never saw the neighbor's mother ever again. She was the one who always tended the garden. But after all that happened, she was never there to take care of the plants. However, I still saw Mike and his sister outside on the porch from time to time, but they never looked quite as happy. After a while, everything went back to normal, until about 4 years later. After so much time, my son tried befriending his neighbors. He would always try to talk to them, but they would just give him a gaunt stare and say nothing, eventually going back inside their house. Both of them, the brother and sister, were definitely a weird bunch, but things got a little more disturbing right around Christmas, just like before. It seemed like it was happening all over again. There was shouting, then screaming, then a tussle and a thud, then a sudden silence. This time, I stayed up to watch. This all happening twice was way too strange for me to sleep on it. It was right around 4 in the morning again. I stood up out of my bed to get a closer look out the window. I could see him coming out the back door. He was again dressed as the Grinch, dragging a big bag of something to the tree and burying it under the dirt. That's when out of nowhere, Mike turned his head and looked straight into my window. I quickly closed the blinds, but he had already seen me. A few minutes later, I couldn't help but peek. And what else did I see but the man himself in the window right across from mine, still in costume, glaring at me. I tried to act casual and play it off, so I opened the window and tried to make conversation across the way. Nice Grinch outfit. Thanks, buddy. Nice night out, too, isn't it? Indeed it is. So, what are you doing up so late? That's when Mike stares at me, not saying a word. Anyway, have a good rest of your night. Merry Christmas. Then, Mike waves his hand by, and in that moment, I saw a flash of blood soak out of his hand. Right away, he realized he made a mistake and tried to cover for it by closing the blinds immediately, but it was too late. I laid starkly awake all night after that, worried with anxious thoughts about what the reason for that bloody hand could have been from. The only conclusion I could reach was that he'd taken the life of his mother and sister and buried them in the backyard to keep it a secret. I didn't bother telling my son because I knew he would just brush me off, so I eventually called the cops. By morning, the cops were out in front of Mike's house, and he was immediately apprehended. Turns out that Mike's mother died in an altercation with his sister, and he helped her cover it up. Over the years, the sister had gotten ill and eventually died young. As for why he wanted to bury her in the backyard too, it was alleged that he did it for financial reasons. Just goes to show what people will do when money is tight. But if you ask me, I think the cops barely got half the truth out of that guy. I bet something way worse happened inside that house. The story was inspired by a downright terrifying incident that happened in Chicago, Illinois. Here's the photograph of the quote-unquote Grinch, a man named Michael who was 45 years old at the time. He has since been charged with concealing the deaths of the deceased family members mentioned in the story of his backyard.
That was nuts. That was extremely nuts. Alright, you guys, well, I'm gonna leave it off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have so much to, go and celebrate for. But happy birthday, Jesus. Happy birthday to Jesus, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Happy birthday to him. And most of all, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Share this video with your friends, your neighbors, your neighborhood. And I will see you guys in the next one.